Hi guys, Pete here, N6QW, and what we're looking at is the Motorola Lapdock that is mentioned in today's blog. We have a keypad, which I'm not using because I have a mouse here that I can never use this keypad thing, but it also has a reasonably sized screen and a full keyboard. And right now we're going to launch Thetis, which is the software used with the Hermes light, and screen is reasonably sized. This would be great to take on a POTA or SOTA, because even though I have it connected to the mains right now, it has an internal battery, so this is almost like a laptop computer. But if you have hardware that's driven with a Raspberry Pi, using the HDMI cables like this over here, and a few other adapter cables into the computer that I have there, you can use the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to run this as administrator, and we'll get Thetis up here, and we're going to listen to some FT8. This morning I worked a station in Indonesia running my Hermes Light 2 and a small amp, and using this laptop. The screen size is pretty good for portable. Probably if you had a home station, you want the 37 or 50 inch screen, but certainly for a portable operation, this is like a small laptop, and ideal for that operation. Okay, we're thinking going round and round here. We'll see something get launched here pretty soon. But I've had this for a number of years, probably 10-12 years, and I have two of them. The first one given to me by a friend. And to find the adapter cables was a little bit of a problem at that time, because 10 or 12 years ago you had to make them. Now there's so many standard cable adapters available that you can just purchase them, so it makes it a lot simpler. They use the micro HDMI and a micro USB, but they're the female type, because there's a 2 mil prongs in the back of the cradle dock, and the intent was that you just take your cell phone and plunk it in there and you're in business. Well, this is not being used with a cell phone, so we have to do something different. Anyway, we have quite a few software programs installed in here. I think there are 5 or 6, and it makes it kind of nice. I have 2 different or 3 different SDRs, and it makes it kind of nice to be able to use this with those various SDR radios, including some homebrew stuff. So we should get launched here pretty soon. I just turned it on, so if the computer had been on for a while, it has to go through that rain mating dance. Anyway, the screen size is pretty nice. Again, it can be plugged into the mains or battery operated, and you can still find these on eBay. So with a little judicious shopping, this might be the perfect thing to take with you when you go do the POTA SOTA thing. And especially if you have a piece of gear running off a Raspberry Pi. So we find it pretty nice. Well, come on guys, I'm growing a beard here waiting for you to launch. It's going round and round. We can see it there. Anyway, pretty nice to have some things like this that in terms of technology is relatively old. This may be 12-15 years old, but yet works with some of the modern stuff that we have today, so it's kind of good. Anyway, come on, guy. We need you to launch. Oh, I didn't realize it was down on the tray. There you go. It was telling me, but I wasn't listening. There you go, Thetis. And it takes a few seconds to load all the, there are 2 files for Thetis. One is the program files, and then there's the application files. If you ever get goobered up with the Thetis, just uninstall the application files and reboot it and put all the parameters in again, and that usually straightens things out instead of getting rid of it. Okay, there's our standard screen. Now we've got to do some things here. The Thetis is set up to work with the Hermes light, but we got to do some things to direct it. Since we're going to run this on FT8, we have to put the virtual cables in, and I have a whole choice of virtual cables, and then I got to enable it. Okay, and then we can operate with the keyboard. to move this thing down. Let me go here. Put it on digital. There we go. And then we want to run the WSJTX. See quite a few signals in here. Okay. So there's activity here on 20 meters. There we go. Okay, we got W0CMJ on here. Our local time is 12:26 on the left coast. So you realize, of course, on 20 meters things are a little bit silent. We'll see if we can rustle up a few stations here. Anyway, I can see this pretty good sitting about 20 inches away from it. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to read this across the room like with my larger screen, but for something sitting close, well, let's give this guy a shot. See what happens here. Takes a little bit to set this up with the Hermes light, and it took me a while to find out the correct parameters to put in the settings. And so once you get that, though, and this time I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget how to do it. He's calling CQ again. He's only 872 miles away from me, so maybe we're not gonna connect because you don't see a lot of activity here like you normally would. Somewhere around 5 to 7 o'clock at night, sort of in the gray line part of the time, you'll see this thing loaded with DX stations. Of course, early in the morning I worked an Indonesian station this morning about 7 o'clock. Again in the gray line. No. He keeps calling CQ, so he's calling CQ, and there's probably others calling him, which indicates that he's not hearing him. So the band is not that short, or maybe shorter. Who knows? Anyway, you don't see any DX stations on there. They're just basically stateside stations, a few zeros, mostly zeros, some 5s and 7s, which would put it like in the Midwest from the left coast here. Oh, so he called somebody. There you go. So he's no longer active. You'll see that right here. KK70. Anyway, the Lapdock is a nice little accessory, especially if you're space limited. You don't have lots of room to put hardware, and you get the keyboard and the screen right up in front of you, especially if you have a small operating position. I would see this as a benefit in portable operation like POTA or SOTA. So there we go. We got a 2D0PEY. I have no idea where 2D0 is, but AB3LZ certainly heard him. So let's try doing this. We'll call CQ. There you go, CQ and 6QW. See if that turns up anything. Anyway, Pete here, N6QW, and we're just looking at the Motorola Lapdock. Not very big. Probably this is like a foot, and maybe that screen diagonally is about 12 inches. So I mean, want something bigger, it's not very useful, but if you're looking for something portable, it has some lots of capability that might be of interest to somebody operating portable. Anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate this a little bit. We'll go one more go around, see if anybody hears us. If not, I'm going to close this out. So the subject today is the Motorola Lapdock, and you see it here in operation. I'm filming this with my GoPro Hero 3, which I finally managed to get working. And there you go. No one answered. So we'll just get out of that and put this up into the phone band. Now I have to go back here and change so we can hear the thing. Noise reduction. Can tune it from the keyboard. That's a maritime net, I think.
That's November 5, Tango November Mike, you're 53 in park number 4516 in New Mexico. 57, right? Thank you very much for 57, 70, Kilo 5 with Yankee Sierra, US at Kilo 9, India Charlie Papa, India Charlie Papa. November 5, Victor Mike November, you're 57, park number 4516 in New Mexico,
I'm using the speakers on the Lapdock. So that's another feature, built-in speakers with the HDMI.
You're 5-1 in park number 4516 in Mexico. Yourself?
Not too many signals on. It's about 12:30. Tuning with the keyboard. Pete here, N6QW. We're looking at 100 kilohertz now. That's about 200 kilohertz. And there we're looking at the whole, that's the whole 20 meter band. So we're looking at 14.00 to 14.350. There you go. Pete here, N6QW. See, most of the signals are on FT8. Look at the peak signal here on FT8 right here versus these other signals here. Anyway, Pete here, N6QW, and the Motorola Lapdock.